So level one is going to cover the 17 basic cyber hygiene practices, right? This is like a very minimalistic view of your cybersecurity environment and your cybersecurity practices. It's why we call it cyber hygiene. That's why there's only 17 of those controls. Level two, on the other hand, expands that to all 110 controls across 14 domains and 800 171 Rev 2. You're not doing more of the same. You're entering entirely new control families, right? So for most organizations, the gap is less about technology and more about documentation. And that's kind of something just to clear up generally about CMMC, level one, level two, no matter where you are. A lot of times these questions are coming from IT and security personnel. So you're going to be more focused on the technical stuff. You're going to be focused on implementation. The purpose of designing this as a maturity model is really to ensure that we have not only the implementation, which comes from your governance, your policies, right? But that we have the governance structure in place, and that governance structure leads to proper implementation, and that proper implementation leads to procedural efforts, right? So standard operating procedures, and then those standard operating procedures lead to demonstration and artifacts, evidence that you're actually handling that, right? So that circle of life is where you're going to be living in this process regardless. Every control in this case really needs three things: a policy that requires it, a procedure that describes how it's done, and evidence it's actually happening, right? For Windows logging specifically, because that's what you brought up, your audit policy settings, log retention configuration, what am I missing here? And documentation of who reviews logs and how often is what you're going to be looking for. If you have a portal or system handling CUI outside of your primary enclave, that's a scoping red flag. Any system that touches CUI needs to meet the same control requirements, right? It's a portal for convenience. It's not a compliance boundary. Undocumented controls are treated the same as missing ones at assessment time. So start with a gap assessment against all 110 controls. That gap assessment becomes your POA&M, right? And your POA&M is your roadmap to remediation in this case.